Hello, the Manic Mechanic here. This is a Volvo, as you can clearly see. This fire engine started life at Stansted Airport. It's four-wheel drive. It has a 5.5 litre straight six turbocharged diesel engine in it. It now has 3 working diff locks, so I can lock up all the wheels. It has gone back to dual wheels at the rear, which wouldn't be allowed on an airport because it can pick up debris and drop it on the runway. But as I'm not an airport, I've gone back to dual wheels and super singles on the front. Now, as you can see, in a moment of madness one evening while watching a documentary about Loch Ness monster hunters, I decided that some accommodation on the back would be of use, but I had to keep it as a fully operational fire engine. So the conclusion was, why not incorporate a sleeping pod, i.e. caravan, on the roof? Is it possible? Well, it's up there. So it's possible. Is it too high? That's got to be determined in the future.
You were worried about getting it out the shed, weren't you?
Yes, and I'm still marginally worried about that because the clearance is about an inch on the top of the skylight and the floor of the caravan was a bit thicker than I thought. Which, bearing in mind what Scott used it for beforehand, is probably a good thing. So anyway, I got the caravan up there on my own, which was not the easiest thing, but it's on there. It's fastened on. The view is pleasant. Hopefully it won't encounter any problems with handling. All the weight that is in the caravan is going to be transferred into the fire engine below so that the center of gravity is as low as possible, so it shouldn't have much in the way of body roll or anything like that. And as you can probably tell, with it being a fire engine, we'll have to keep everything working. So we've got the first aid hose reels still in place.
Why do you have to keep the fire engine fully operational?
Well, if I'm going to be running it and using it and ensuring it as a classic fire engine, then it has to be what it says it is. So it has to have a pump and a tank and be operational. And also in my mind, it needs to be operational as a fire engine for some reason that I can't really explain. But if you're going to have a fire engine, it might as well work. So it needs, in my mind, to be fully operational as a fire engine because you just never know. And at the back, we have a little bit of an overhang which conveniently protects you from the weather if you happen to be doing any firefighting operations or using the pump or anything like that.
Oh, did you do this overhang on purpose then?
I would like to say yes, it was all part of the design. However, it was just the length of the caravan that I happened to buy off Scott that basically necessitated the need for a slight overhang because of where it's positioned on the roof so that the cab can still tilt forward. I couldn't put it any further forward. But it doesn't really pose much of a problem, I don't think. I may, because as well as having a fully functioning fire engine, it may also have to have a recovery crane on the back, but that might be overkill. So that would also mean that the overhang wouldn't be as obvious because there'd be a crane underneath it. But always useful to have a crane.
Of course, every fire engine's got a barbecue.
Well, yes, because you never know when you get hungry, and you can slide this out and you can cook whatever you want. Got some of the air tools in here. Been busy making the ladder racks because it still has to carry ladders, but I can't carry the big firefighting ladders, so I'm going to be carrying 2 smaller ladders either side. As you can see, the front part of the caravan fits over the crew accommodation, and access to the caravan will be through a hatch in between the 2 couches so that you can get in and out without going outside. When I'm finished, which should be soon, it will be a 4-wheel drive, fully functioning fire engine with living accommodation on the top and a full-size bathroom, and it should be fun.
Are you going to be hiring it out on Airbnb?
No.
No.
It's got a little bit of air work to do there.
Yes, but it's got everything that you need. It's got a heater, it's got a cooker, it's got a sink, which is for some things, a fridge. It will have 2 couches, and this is the important access to the actual fire engine will be down there,
Yeah.
which I might put a hatch on in case I fall through it.
Now you were saying about putting a platform up the top as well, weren't you?
Well, yes, whoops, another idea is to put a ladder up here, and then you can open the skylight
Yeah.
and have an access platform on the top and climb out and take in the view.
Yeah. It'll be pretty good considering how tall it is.
Well, it'll be 15 foot and 5 inches, I have calculated. Okay, just summarise, I have to have this finished in 2 weeks' time because, first of all, we've got the rally event that I'd like to finish it for, but also I'm going to have to go back in for some more surgery because I've got an illness which is potentially life-threatening, and the surgery, I have a 50-50 chance of survival, and obviously if I'm dead I won't be able to finish it. So I need to get this thing finished before I go in for the surgery, and even if I come out the surgery I'm going to be a little bit slower than I normally am after that for a few months, so I need to get this pretty much done. So still got a lot to do, electrics, plumbing, and also the horn. I need a larger horn on the front and another lighting tower which I'm going to put on the cab. So lots of things to do, but hopefully in the next 2 weeks I'll be able to get most of it done and get to the point where there's just some finishing off things that need to be done.